And we're back on the NewEars Prog show on WEMF. And on the line, we have our very special first guest, guitarist Rahul Mukerji. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rahul, what's up there, brother?
Oh, nothing much. Just enjoying the long weekend. Sitting down, listening to music. Good times.
Warm weekend. Where are you? It's not fair.
I'm in Maryland, and it was 60 yesterday. It's plummeting down to the 30s today. So getting cold again.
Pretty much the same here.
Yeah, same here.
30 degrees is the new norm.
We started at 60, now we're at like 20.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yep.
Well, he ain't that far away. He's a East Coast guy.
Yeah, that's not.
He's hanging out down there in Maryland, and they turned over to chill too, I believe.
That's a good 7-hour drive here. About that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're coming off of this 2017 year, Rahul. You come out with this album, and you knock everybody's socks off. So, what we want to hear is, what do you have coming up in 2018?
So 2018, I'm actually trying to form a band so I can start doing a little bit of local touring out here. So I need to find a tabla player and a flute player who kind of enjoy the mix of rock, jazz, and fusion. And hopefully I'm looking to start playing Baltimore, Annapolis, a little bit of the East Coast, so maybe South or North Carolina. But yeah, that's the plan for 2018 so far. And if any other musical projects I can get my hands on, I'd like to collaborate with other people as well. So that's what's 2018.
That's great stuff. Been working on a new album at all?
Yeah, so I started to collect tunes, at least for the next album. I'm still trying to figure out a direction. The fusion of Indian music and jazz, rock, heavy metal works really well for me. I'm trying to figure out if I want to stay in that direction. Maybe the next music or the project that I work on will be non-instrumental. Maybe I'll have people singing on it and more of a classical singing from the Indian side. I like to try to fuse that along with my jazz and rock roots. So that's what I'm hoping for. So let's see how that works out.
I like that. You got a big heavy time Middle East influence in your guitar playing. Can you describe some of the equipment that you use when you actually play?
Yeah, so I'm actually using, for the most part, the standard guitars. Some of them are alternate tunings. But what I did pick up from different players that I saw is the sliding, which gives it Indian inflection, which is what most people catch on to. And at different times, I'm either using a little bit of oil or some kind of lubricant that helps really move across the strings to make it a little more fluid sounding. But other than that, it's just standard guitar with a little overdrive and delay to give it a little more ambience and helps with the sound.
Right. All good. Hey, Rahul, can you tell me, this music that you have, it's not only... It's off the charts, from what I like to say, but I can you explain, maybe some of your influences as you grow up? Because there's a lot of guitar playing I hear. Maybe sometimes I hear some Beck in there. Maybe sometimes I hear some Johnny McLaughlin, and so on and so forth. What were your influences as you started to play?
Okay, so you hit it right on the head. So for me, the biggest influences John McLaughlin, Al Di Meola, Steve Moss, Andy Timmons are really, really big influences on me. I enjoy Jeff Beck. I also like Larry Coryell and some of the other jazz guitarists. So I grew up listening to a lot of standard rock initially, so Steve Vai, Satriani, stuff like that. And as I grew older and I was exposed to a little more jazz rock, I really drew into John McLaughlin's playing. I enjoy Steve Moss and Jeff Beck as well. And then after that, I've been just trying to figure out all the different guitar players, not just Western, but, from across the continent. So African players, Indian players, anyone who does anything differently. So Ry Cooder and stuff like that. I'm really drawn to different sounds.
Right. You kind of take, you like that sound from the guitar that actually takes it from your guitar to almost turning it into like a lead singer in the band. And then you're very you are innovative. It's hard to really put a finger on. I mean, we can kind of tell. I could guess at what your influences were, but your passion for playing, it's a step beyond. And for you to come out of nowhere and be playing music like that, that's a pretty cool thing, you know. Obviously, the talent is abundant. Now, can you tell me about, like, when you did Do Re Mi Ma Sha? Did I get that right?
Close.
Oh, I fucked that up too.
Maderesha.
All right, I was really giving it a shot. But when you put that album together now, was it all those ideas compiled over a bunch of years, or was this something that all of a sudden, you know, you put together in 6 months?
Oh, no. So this I worked on for about 6 years. I've had fragments of tunes lying around for the longest time. And the idea was to come up with a solo album that had a common theme running through it. So there are a lot of old songs that I had to rehash. And while making the album, I actually ended up composing probably 2 new songs. But it's been a work in progress for about 6 years. And then just tweaking the songs to make sure they kind of fit the theme, which is like a little more jazz rock with Indian influences, so tablas and different changes through and through. But yeah, that's what it was.
Rahul, I had a question for you. This is Andre. As far as the traditional elements to your music, the Indian music, what percentage would you say that makes up of your entire body of music? Are you obviously there is a pretty good influence there, but do you find yourself staying with that mode and always including that influence, that traditional Indian music in your music? And the other question I had was, are there variants of the traditional Indian music within the country, north, south, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so let me answer the first question. I do try to include at least a little bit of the Indian influence in my playing, because that kind of sets me apart from everybody else who's playing around here and gives me a more unique voice. And I can play certain licks and certain themes that kind of stand out to the listener and keep it fresh as well. So for my standard repertoire that I play, there's probably 15 to 20% influence regularly in my playing. So I'm playing licks and inflections that are kind of themed around that. For the second part of the question, there's definitely a difference in India. There is traditional North Indian music, which is called Hindustani, and then there's a traditional South Indian music, which is Carnatic music. I am actually traditionally from North India, but the kind of music that I'm trying to play is more South Indian, in the inflections and the way it's played. Again, trying to study Indian music is like a 20-year discipline. You have to sit with your masters and just practice. So I don't really have that background, but I try to imbibe whatever I can from what I listen and what I've seen.
Cool.
So, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, I like how he just takes it, though, and brings it from the traditional instrument sounding music and puts it into electric guitar.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Which is definitely amazing. So, you know what we got coming up? We got a song coming up here. And, you know, Rahul, can you give us a couple of words on a song we got coming up here?
Basaki?
Yeah, we got Basaki coming up. And from, you know, the maderesha album, just, again, the musicianship in this album is 5 fingers up, man. It's all the best stuff you can get. So, yeah, you get a couple words, anything about this song before we get into playing it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Baisakhi is a really heavy song. It's really groovy as well. I really took the Middle Eastern instruments out there, percussion-wise, and we threw it into the mix. And that really formed the base of the song. And the riffs and all came out because of that. I was really happy with the bass sound. I think Ruben did a fantastic bass line on the entire song. And then my co-producer, Bruce, did some amazing arrangements with the percussion. So really happy with that. And a lot of people seem to like it. So, yeah.
Excellent. Here we go, people. Listen in. This is Basaki from Rahul Mukerji off the maderesha album. And we'll be right back on the NewEars Prog show on WEMF.
we're back on the NewEars Prog show here on WEMF. You just heard Baisakhi by Rahul Mukerji from Maderesha. And we have Rahul on the phone with us. Welcome back.
See, you said it too good. He didn't want to talk about it. What's up there, brother Rahul? I didn't mean to cut you off, but Andre just says it's so goddamn good it pisses me off.
I've been practicing all day. So what's coming up? Well, I guess the important question is, how do we get a hold of your music? How do people find out about you? Social media, websites?
How do we rent them as a guitar player?
Yeah, how do we rent you as a guitar player for parties?
So I have a website, www.mukerji.us. If you search for my name, Rahul Mukerji, you'll also find different places where you can contact me on Facebook. My CD is available on Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, CD Baby, iTunes. So I think most of the standard distribution outlets have it. And yeah, the best way to contact me is just go through the website. There's a link to contact me from there, and I'm more than happy to get in touch with people, reply, play on different people's albums if they need me to. So yeah.
Cool.
Rahul, I've noticed on your Facebook page that not only are you a wonderful guitarist, but you are also an artist. Could you delve into your artistic ventures for us?
Sure, absolutely. So I do a lot of different kind of artwork on many mediums. So I do stuff like spray painting, wood burning. I do a lot of fractal imagery, and I do animation of that as well. So over the time, I've actually gone ahead and done exhibitions around this place, around the tri-state area, to display all this kind of artwork. Just another creative outlet for me, and I enjoy doing art as well.
Do you sell your artwork, or is it mainly for exhibition?
Oh, I do sell my artwork. I've been lucky enough to have people buy canvas prints of my fractal work or buy my spray painting. I've also gone ahead and contributed, I guess, fractal pieces for other people's art, and we generally display our fractal imagery when we play live. So yeah, just trying every way to get my artwork out there.
A lot of multitasking going on there.
Yeah.
Certainly a talented young man.
Absolutely.
So, again, I totally want to thank you for calling in. The album, the music that you give us now, the artistry, everything that you do, the arts are a big thing. We actually have somebody call in a little bit later on, Rahul, and we talk about the kids, what do we leave for our legacy for these kids, and how do we get them to be playing better music and not be rap artists. There, I said it. There you go.
Al is not a rap fan.
I'm not.
Old school rap, though.
Old school rap, yeah, is cool. But, the kids nowadays, I think that's kind of important.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Pass on the legacy, get that music out there.
You got to do any type of teaching at all, Rahul?
Not really. So for a short time, I was on this website called Shred Academy, where I was giving lessons on tapping and other forms of, guitar academics. But then I stopped that. I'd love to actually go back into teaching. I think teaching music to kids is really important, especially any kind of artwork, whether it's painting, fractals, music. And I think that really enriches the culture. So I'm really big on teaching, and I'd love to get back into that if I could.
Hey, we want to thank you again for calling in, man. You've been the best. Can't wait for whatever you put out for music, because I know it's just going to be over the top and incredible. You're the best, Rahul. Wish you the best for 2018. Hope you find your band. Hope you find what you want to do in 2018. And thanks again. But unfortunately, we have to wrap it up, brother. And this one song we got left, it's funny because we're ending up with a song you called Sinner. So it can't be that bad. Not from Rahul. I'm sorry. So thanks again,
Thank
brother. And we'll talk soon. Let us know what's coming up and stay in touch, huh?
Absolutely, will do. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Take care.
Take care.
You're the best. You're the best. That was Rahul Mukerji. We're got a song coming up now from maderesha. This is Sinner.